Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Back to another play ratings. So NS MURA 2, Spurs 1. 2-1 defeat to NS MURA in the Europa Conference League. I have no words, really. It was really embarrassing. So be sure to let me know what your play ratings are down below. It's just the same players under a different manager, putting in the same typical performances in games that we're major favourites to win, and they just don't turn up. And it's like, how much longer are they going to keep doing it? Because it happened under Poch, saw him out. Mourinho, happened under him, and then they saw him out. Again, same thing happened, saw him out. Same thing can't happen under Conte. It just can't happen again. Like, qualification out of the group is like hanging by a thread, and we have to win our last game no matter what. Like, there's no other option. If we don't win, we're knocked out. And do you realise how embarrassing that is? Conference League, you're thinking, okay, maybe, but if we get knocked out of the group stage, we're never going to live that down. And we just need to win against Rennes, which is going to be really difficult. And I don't know, let's just get into these play ratings. So starting off with Blaney, I gave Blaney a 6. For me, I've seen a lot of like negativity towards Blaney, which I'm not understanding, because he's not to blame for any of the goals. Like the first goal, what could he have done? That was no one would save that, so it's not a fault for that. And the second one took a deflection, so it's sort of done it. He couldn't save that one. So other than that, I can't think of too many saves he had to actually make, other than I think maybe one. So yeah, it's very hard to judge Glini because he hasn't been playing that many games, and when he has, they're really conference. Okay, moving on to Sanchez. I gave Sanchez a 3. I don't know why I'm smiling. It's like it's not funny, but it's been like 2 days now, so I'm kind of like, I'm not as angry as I was on Thursday. So my anger's kind of subsided. So now it's just funny to me. But Sanchez a 3. What can we say about Sanchez? An international player. He plays for his country, Colombia, and it's like, of all the praise he's been getting recently for his performances, we just know there's these mistakes are in him. And it didn't just happen once. It happened twice. And by happening twice, we ended up with losing the game. So the first one, you're thinking, what are you doing? Like, you let him cut in, you slip, he has a short goal, it goes in, like it's an unstoppable goal, whatever. But Sanchez, you need to do better. Like, you need to the schoolboy errors, not even schoolboy, there's errors that he shouldn't be making. And how many years has he been at this club? And it's just the same all the time. A few good performances here and there, and then he makes these errors. And it's just funny because it wasn't just once, it was twice. The second one, literally, you could have made a foul or something, stop him from running into the box. Or maybe, you've been done the first time, you've been done, you could see the goal from doing that. So why'd you let it happen again? It doesn't make sense. And then he got done again, and then by trying to save it, took a deflection of him, and it was just no chance, so it went in. So Sanchez is to blame for both goals, and it's so annoying because I've been giving him so much praise recently. He's improved. No, he improved for certain aspects of his games, but overall it's just the same Sanchez. Just after those 2 goals, what did Sanchez defend well? No. I don't even what did he do well? I can't think of anything Sanchez did that he did well at. Nothing. I literally can't think of anything that Sanchez did that would give him worthy of a higher rating. But it just wasn't a good night for Sanchez, and I do think that this kind of performance may put his Spurs career on the line. and I do feel like Conte will be looking at him much closely if he does play. But yeah, it was just like a horrible night, and just not what we needed. Moving on to Rodon, I gave Rodon a 7. Rodon, I definitely feel like he was one of the better centre backs. He defended really, really well. None of the goals were his errors, like it wasn't his fault for the goals. You could see he was getting annoyed at some players, such as like Doherty, and we'll get into Doherty a bit later. But yeah, he defended well, and there wasn't really much going forward for him. But you know, he did his job defensively, and that's all he can ask. And I feel like because this was his first start, I think, under Conte, so it was good to see him start, and I feel like he deserves more of a chance. And I'm happy that he got the start, and I feel like he was the best, if not one of them. Like I feel like him and Tanganga were up there. But yeah, I was happy with Rodon. Like he didn't do anything wrong. 101, he was great as well, much better than Sanchez, because Sanchez 101 is like having ketchup with ice cream. Like it just doesn't go well together. And yeah, but Rodon was much better 1-to-1. There was that one moment, and he, you know, got the right side and managed to win the ball back. Tanganga, okay, Tango 6. Effort, commitment was all there. Again, defensively for Tanganga, I do think this game he was much more solid, and he defended a lot better than he did for that Leeds game. And you know, he was getting forward quite a lot. Tanganga also had that chance, but I think it was like a corner where he like headed it and it went wide. You know, his effort and commitment was there. It wasn't the greatest of performances, and you know, but he was much better than some of the other players. Moving on to Sessegnon, he was only on the pitch for half an hour. So with Sessegnon, this was his like first like game back from injury, and it's like this was a massive game for him to like show what he can do. And then it just didn't go well, didn't go to plan, and it just ended atrociously. So Sessegnon, there's not really much I can say about his performance because he wasn't on the pitch long enough, and I don't think like it just wasn't. There's not really anything to say apart from the fact that I do agree with the first yellow. That definitely was a booking. He, you know, he was struggling a bit there. That's okay. Like it's his first challenge in that. Here comes the second challenge for me. I don't think that was the second yellow. But, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter what my opinion is. It's the ref's decision at the end of the day. I would say that changed the game, but we didn't start well, and we just weren't performing like we should. So I don't think that was the reason why we lost. I just think that it was just another bad thing to happen to a bad performance. But you know, he's still young, he'll learn from that mistake. Moving on to Doherty. Okay, Doherty 2. This is just like a nail in the coffin for Doherty. I just think he can play well for Ireland, whatever. But when it comes to playing in his natural position for Spurs, just not it. Just doesn't work. I do think that this will be the end of his career at Tottenham. Obviously, I hope that he could have turned it around, but whenever he's been on the pitch, it just hasn't been good enough. And this performance, probably one of his worst ever. Just mistakes every time. Like got the ball, he lost it. Like his passing was atrocious. He not passing it quick enough, and then atrocious. He kept getting pulled like inside, and then he just wasn't there for when like the player ran, like where his position was, and it's just annoying. And every time he got the ball, I got anxiety, and I just like got really nervous, and I was like, oh no, here comes Doherty again, and it just didn't do anything positive, and everything that he was doing just wasn't great, and it was just terrible, and I just feel like every time you put on a Spurs shirt, if you're not going to give 100% effort and commitment, then you don't deserve to wear it. Like you just don't. And I feel like probably every single Spurs fan who's watching that game could have come on and put more effort and commitment into that performance than some of those players on that pitch. So And I know people are thinking, how's Doherty worse than Sanchez? Well, the Sanchez, he got the free because he did try and like savour his mistake, and I do think he was probably slightly better than Doherty, because Doherty just didn't do anything. It was like we had 10 men on the pitch, so yeah, slightly better, but still not good enough. Moving on to Skip, again 7, just a major welcome back. We definitely have, like, we missed him in his leagues, I feel like we probably did. But you know, he had the effort and commitment, he had the heart and desire, and he was trying. It just wasn't working out for him. And I feel like if the people around you are not putting in the same effort and commitment, it does make it hard for you to like put in like a great performance. But Skip 7, you know, made like one of the only lights from that game, and I just feel sorry for him because at least he was trying. At the field, he was, you know, working hard for the team, winning the ball, trying to make tackles in there. Wasn't too effective going forward, but then again, we weren't really effective in that first half to begin with because we didn't have a shot on for his goals, so it was just like disappointing. Moving on to Ndombele, I did give Ndombele a 6. Much better than he had like previous performance. There was a lot more fight in him, and there was a bit more aggression, and he, you know, was trying to tackle. We actually saw him putting in tackles, especially in that second half. Wasn't his greatest performance, but he was trying. He was okay. Obviously not the standard we want, but you know, he was trying, and I'll give him that. I do think he still needs to do a lot more to have an impact and to be effective and to, you know, have a chance of being in the first team, a lot like starting 11. But I did see a slight improvement, so I feel like that's positive. Moving on to Delhi, I gave Delhi a 5. I'd say for like the first 20 minutes, you could see like the effort that he was putting in. With the ball and trying to get forward, make forward passes. You could see that, but then his sort of quality was lacking, especially to that one. He was across to Kane, but it looked like a shot. Then there was like a cross, but that was terrible. That was just not it. And then, but it just wasn't great, and I hate to say it because, you know, I was willing to give Delhi like this season to, you know, try and make a comeback, but at this moment in time I do think that it's best for him and for Spurs as a club, for Delhi to move to a different club. I do think that him being at Tottenham, obviously he had those amazing years, but for like the last 3 seasons his standards have dropped really low. It's just, it's really sad to see, but I think he is too, it's gotten too comfy a bit, I think, and I think like a move away will do him good, and maybe he can get his career back on track. It is difficult to think like if he's not going to do under contract, then what manager is he going to do it under? Like, and it's just difficult. But yeah, Delhi, you know, he tried, just not good enough. Moving to Hill, I gave Hill a 5 as well. Another player, you know, who was trying, it just wasn't really working out for him. He had that like snapshot, went wide, and obviously this is also his first game back after injury, so you know he's going to be a bit rusty or whatever. At least you can see that he was actually trying to create things and make stuff happen. It just, the quality wasn't really there, and I do, because he's still young, you know, he's only 20, so I don't think he'll sort of be like a player for now, because he's got the potential to improve, and I do think he's definitely a player for the future. I just think at this moment in time he does have the quality, and we've seen it. It's just difficult for him to sort of show it at the moment. Obviously maybe he was like, you know, desperate to impress in that, but I think we just give him time. But at least, you know, trying to make things happen, and it just didn't work out. and I do feel for him, but I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. Moving on to the last starting 11 player, Kane. I gave Kane an 8. Now I know people was like, what were you doing? Right, first off, his effort and commitment was definitely there. Especially, obviously the first half was difficult because the balls were being played into him. But I'm mostly from Doherty, and you know Doherty, like he can't pass, like he just can't pass. So he wasn't able to take him into his stride, and it just the first half wasn't great from Kane, but the effort and commitment was there. You can say that the effort and commitment was there. You know, he was trying. One of the only players who was trying, and obviously he was captain as well. The second half was definitely much better. Obviously he got the goal with a Lucas assist. He took it well, and he could have been our saviour that night to like try and get a draw or like try and nick a win. Didn't work out like that, but definitely he upped his game. I think it's like his first goal under Conte. Might not be the Premier League, but you can only score who you're playing against. And he's making tackles and trying. Obviously, he had quite a few chances in the second half. So only able to take one. But I don't know why people are blaming Kane for us losing. Like, yeah, missed chances in that. But if everyone was given 100% from start to finish, then we wouldn't have lost that game. So I don't see the point in blaming a player that was given 100% compared to those who weren't. Now let's move on to the subs, because subs did make a major difference. Son, I gave a 7. He brought more energy. He was like brought his pace, obviously. He had a chance, but the goalkeeper saved it, I think. Not too worried about something like not scoring or whatever. I do think that he's played a lot of games for club and country, so he might, just lacking a bit tired maybe. But we saw, the effort and commitment as well. 100% of the team is there, and you know you're going to get that song, and he definitely showed that. Didn't have too many chances, maybe just one chance. He definitely brought more to the team when he came on. Lucas, I gave an 8. Probably one like the player that was gonna make something happen. Got assist for Kane's goal. Lovely pass. Obviously every time like he would like run, dribble the ball, either more would get taken down, or they would back off him. But he was definitely one of those major in impact. It was an impact sub, and he definitely swung the game in our favour. It's just frustrating how it ended, but Lucas, you always get the 100%, and I feel like he was probably our best sub, just slightly better than Son, but he definitely made a difference. Davies also came on. I thought he had a good cameo as well. I gave him a 7. He was good defensively. Made his defence slightly better. Wasn't really much going forward, but he did defend quite well. So with Davies, I was happy with his cameo. Also, Dyer came on. I also gave him a 7. Another good cameo. He was pretty good defensively. It's just annoying how he just slipped at the last moment, which let more on. But I don't really blame Dyer for that because he wasn't like the last man or whatever. But he was driving the ball forward, and I was impressed with Dyer. I've been really impressed with Dyer for a few games. Hopefully he's not going to be like Sanchez and make some mistakes again. But again, another cameo. Obviously Jorge also did come on for Ndombe like 2 minutes ago. I didn't really give him a rating. There wasn't really anything to say. But he did make a few tackles here and there. He's a leader, so what you're going to get for him, and he definitely showed it for those like 10 minutes. But yeah, moving on to Conte, which is really, really difficult because I gave him a 7, but it's just difficult to give Conte a rating because I don't put the performance down to him. So it's just like, him a 7. I do think that the team he chose was a good enough team to win the game. And it's just the same thing happening under a different manager. And it's just frustrating because it's like, why are you not putting in performances if you're not? Why are you not playing well? Like, for a manager like Conte, it just doesn't make sense to me. But he definitely made the right subs at the right time, and they definitely made an impact. So you have to give him that. It's just a shame that in the end, it was just a letdown, really. Yeah, there's not really much to say. I'm kind of like over it, but not over it. But I just want to move on, not forget about it, but just, let it go. It's happened now, and that's that. So that is my player ratings. Be sure to let me know down below your player ratings, and I'll see you guys later with my video lineup for Burnley. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon. Come on, you Spurs. Bye, guys.